Hello, welcome to the JD Theory. Today, we're doing something a lot different than what I've done the last few videos. We are going to do a SoundCloud rapper tier list. I know most of the content up to this point has been WWE centric, and that's going to continue. I just thought I'd do something different today. I'm just feeling like doing this, so that's what we're doing. So yeah, we have S tier, some of the best to do it. A tier, great. B tier, pretty good. C tier, right in the middle. Indifference. D, I don't like it. F, genuine dog shit. And then of course we have N/A, not enough information for me to judge. So, I guess let's get right into it. First up, we got Snot. Now, Snot had a few songs. He had a few projects. His first project was dope. Had Moon and the Stars on there. What else was on that? Beretta. That was a great song, but the problem with Snot is redundancy and refusal to change anything about his sound. I still check for songs he drops. He hasn't remotely tried anything new, but it worked for a while, and it was pretty good. So I'm going to put him in B tier. I feel like that's a good place for Snot, right? Next we have, the Suicide Boys. So with these guys, Ruby to Cherry, Mr. Scrim. See, I'm very on and off with when I'm listening to these guys. But when I'm in it, I'm really in it. The album specifically, Die in New Orleans, I think that's what it's called, but since that album came out till now, still listen to every song off that album. Great album. I don't think they ever topped it. There was the one with the purple cover was really good too, from like 2018 or 19. I can't remember. Had Scope Set on it. That was good. Obviously the Kill Yourself sagas. Very good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Suicide Boys has a lot of great content. I'm probably going to put them in the A tier. Maybe if I did this when I was younger, I would have put them in S tier, but if I'm putting somebody in the S tier, I feel like it needs to be constant rotation. Whenever I'm listening to rap music, I'm going to it. Now we got Too Hollis. I don't know if you'd consider him a SoundCloud rapper. It's more like a digicore, hyperpop kind of rapper. And definitely after the SoundCloud era, I still like a lot of his tracks. I haven't listened to a full project, but the song Trauma, really great. Probably just going to put him in C tier, because I've listened to enough songs to have an opinion on him, but, you know, I'm going to reserve N/A for artists I truly haven't listened to. Maybe I've only heard the name. I don't know. Like Lone AM or 1 AM. I don't know. And 300 Saint. Not familiar. Too Slimy. Not familiar. Okay. Boom. There's 3 for you right there. 21 Savage. Never been a big 21 Savage fan. And honestly, I'm usually disliking him more than I'm liking him. But I will say, I am over who I was. That's a great album. And obviously some of the stuff from the mixtape era really good. His work with Metro Boomin's pretty consistent. You could always count on a good feature from Savage. The collab album with Drake was fun. You my treacherous little twin. Ooh. Yeah, nah, I'm probably gonna throw Savage in the C tier. I mean, I don't. He's gained enough respect for me not to put him in D tier or F tier, but I'm still like in the middle. Like when it hits, but it doesn't hit often for me. Next we have 24K Golden. How'd I do that? 24K Golden. When he was first coming up, that first EP he dropped out of college, every song on that thing is a banger. But when he dropped that album, El Dorado, it's like, I don't care anymore. I mean, since 2014, he's been doing like a lot of pop rap stuff, and it's been pretty good pop rap. He's reinvented himself, most certainly. But he's somebody I think I'm also going to put, see, this is a bit hard for me because the standout songs are really standout. In fact, I think I'm going to put him in B tier because, quite honestly, I'd rather listen to some 24K Golden right now than 21 Savage. Say what you will about that, but that's just me. Okay. Do we just go? All right, hold on. First, let me do this. Apollo Red, not familiar. Bear Boss, isn't he just a producer? I know he did some stuff with Uno the Activist and Made in Tokyo back in like 2016, 17, 18. But does he rap on any of the songs? I thought he just produced. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but I'm going NA for that one. BK the Ruler, I have heard BK the Ruler songs, but I don't remember any of them. I don't know if that warrants a D tier, but I'm gonna go NA because I really don't have a solid opinion. Who else could I just move out of there? Let's see. Dev Stacks, no. Dior versus you, no. Okay. Fake Mink, no. Alright, we'll keep it like this for now. We could go a while. 6ix9ine. Listen. He had bangers. When I was in high school, before we before the court case and all that, he was like 8 for 8. Then he dropped the mixtape. Bro, it was a time. It was a time to be alive. Bangers. Just being in the city with that wave. Of course, looking back at it retrospectively, it's like, it's kind of stupid, but the songs went crazy. And honestly, I'll still throw on, what's it called? The one with Fetty Wap, Boogie. I'll still play that. I'll still play Gotti. I'll still play Gummo. 6ix9ine had songs. So I think I got to put him in the... And dude, I've even checked for the Blackballed album from last year. Mind you, I'm recording this September of 2025, and yes, I have still checked for 6ix9ine. Dude, I check for everything. It's a problem. But I think I'm going I think B tier. I think I'm just as likely to put on 6ix9ine as I am to put on Snot. You know? It's about that same parameter. Glock 9. D tier. I don't really like a lot of these, like, Florida drill. Is that what we call it? Florida drill? Just these overly Floridian rappers that just sound like Kodak. I know you all know what I'm talking about. Like Jada Youngin. Like, there's a ton of rappers in that lane. But Glock 9, Crayola, 223s with Melly. I don't know. Never dug this guy. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's for somebody. Alright, Almighty J. I'm actually going to throw him in the C tier. Now, he had bangers back in the day. Let's keep it a buck. Almighty J, we all had a few songs on our playlist. Let's just be real. Chopsticks, Portion the Rain, And I've even checked for his latest song, Baby Osama. Really good. I'm shocked that he doesn't just do what he came up doing. Because a lot of these rappers, like, they get 2 or 3 big hits and then they just sound the same every other song from that point forward. Almighty J surprisingly hasn't, which he seems like somebody who would. So shout out to Almighty J. Giving him C tier. Okay. Now we're talking about that real. Autumn is going into S tier. One of my most listened to artists since he been out. The whole, what was this, Slay World? Or whatever their group was. Autumn, Summers. All those rappers in that scene. It was kind of like the last breath of SoundCloud, And, dude, all of Autumn's projects, great. Especially Golden Child, Chapter 3. What was the one? It's like, it's either last year or the year before. I don't know. I like everything he puts out. And he's still dropping great stuff. So, yeah. Autumn S tier. AO and TO. Garbage. Baby Goth. Garbage. Do y'all remember Baby Goth? On that one Trippie Redd song? And everybody was like, this is clearly a plant. And she was garbage. Let's keep it a buck. Benji Blue Bills. I like some of the stuff I've heard. I know he's doing a lot of stuff with Benny X. Haven't listened to the project yet. Probably need to. But for now, I'm going to put him right in the middle. I think he's pretty good. Haven't been blown away yet. Ooh, Black Cray. Now, SoundCloud OG, if y'all don't know, Black Cray was coming out around that time. Young Lean, ASAP Rocky, Get Your Little Bees, that early SoundCloud. And Black Cray's got a lot of great songs, man. I first one that always comes to mind for me, I forget what the original one's called, but I always listen to the version Firestone with Thousand Band Fawny. So good. I'm probably also going to put Black Cray in C, though. Like, he doesn't blow me away. I don't listen to him that often. But everything I hear, really good stuff. I probably owe myself a deeper dive on Black Cray. Blade. Now, this is going to piss some people off because, of course, this video is being uploaded to the internet. And I know what people think on the internet. And I know people love Blade. I'm a huge fan of that movement, like, way back. But over the last, I honestly want to say 7 years, I have not fucked with Blade since that initial pop. I know he reinvented himself in the more hyper pop space, dialed up the melody and production tenfold. I know people freak out about Ice Dancer and everything beyond that, but I remember old ass Blade with Young Lean. That's the shit I was fucking with. If y'all remember that EP Glue, every song on that went hard. But I'm just gonna be honest, I don't really like much Blade these days. In fact, I think a lot of it sucks. And I'll just say this. I will actively avoid listening to Blade these days, even though there was a point where I liked his music a lot, but I don't know. I'm going to put him in D tier. That's just how I feel right now. Maybe I get into a whole phase with that stuff again, and he's in B tier all of a sudden, but right now, D tier. I'm not going to put on Blade. I'm going to actually try to not put on Blade. Black Boy JB. Also D tier. Had a few songs, but if you tried listening to a Black Boy JB album, kind of sucks. If he had no, bangers, he'd probably be an F tier. But nah, he had a few songs. Mostly trash. I'm trying to remember, bro. He had this one song with 21 Savage that was really good. One song with Lil Pump that wasn't bad. That's way back. Yeah, that was during the era. He was one of those first rappers of that scene that popped off. He's from Memphis, right? Or one of those scenes. Blueface. Actually gonna throw Blueface. Is that... Dude. Let me tell you. One of the worst rappers, at face value. But so many songs, man. I like having fun. If I want to laugh hysterically and rap along to something, I could go to 20 Blueface songs off rip. I could just have a Blueface session, in the whip or something. I like Blueface. I like a lot of his music. Even his albums, they all suck. Famous Crip, that one's pretty alright. But Find the Beat, trash. But the songs are so funny that I could still go back to it and have a great time. I haven't really checked for too much past that point. He could have dropped some real garbage, But I can only speak on what I've heard. And I've heard a good amount. I've heard, probably most of his career. I'm putting him in B, bro. I don't care. Bones. I gotta go see with Bones. Dude drops 5 albums a year, and 3 out of 5 will be garbage aesthetic bullshit, and some of them will be fire. He dropped one recently. It was with I think Dear God. It was a little I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know. I mean, most Bones type stuff, you'll get that 90s Memphis kind of flow, but this one was a lot more lo-fi. A lot of his stuff nowadays tends to go for the more lo-fi alternative rap, but he has a lot of stuff that's that Memphis flow, like Suicide Boys. If you've heard Bones, Put him in C. Way too inconsistent, too much quantity, honestly. Brendan Jones, F tier. honestly, like, some of these guys that... Was he dropping videos on a Starry? Do y'all remember a Starry? You had, like, Triple One on there. A lot of early Lil Peep stuff was on there. I don't know. Some of these, like, a Starry core rappers, some of them are just hot garbage, bro. I feel like Brendan Jones just copied shit. I don't know. It's like he was just wave riding. I never liked any of his shit. Nah. Shay. See, when Shay was first coming out, he was Shay Armani Plus, right? Like, same rapper. Like, what was his big song? It had the all orange cover. You know what I'm talking about. I like one of his new songs. One of my boys were playing it for me, Dior Leopard. I got to listen to that mixtape or album. But I don't know. Shay's on and off for me. Really exciting artist when he was first coming around. Kind of disappeared. And now his stuff kind of sounds like everybody else with a little bit worse production. I'm still going to put him in the C tier, though, because, you know, I was very impressed when he was first coming around. And I could listen to Shay, you know, and if Shay comes on, I'm not complaining. Chris Travis. Where do I put Chris Travis? I'm gonna be honest, if you've ever listened to a full Chris Travis project besides Pizza and Codeine, like, I listened to a couple. So he's got some hot dog shit. And honestly, Chris Travis is one of those people who's only got, like, a few of those songs and that early mixtape, and everything, and I mean everything else, is like, it's pretty bad. Honestly, I'm gonna throw Chris Travis in D tier. There were times in my life I'd probably put him in, like, C or B tier. I used to seek after this sound a lot more than I do now. That's probably why Bones isn't in B or A tier. That's why Suicide Boys isn't in S tier. Like, that's a part of SoundCloud I don't really like to the extent I once did. Chucky, he does the sing rap. I don't even know if he fits in the SoundCloud rap narrative. This is like that post-Rod Wave sound, which, if you ask me, that killed everything. Hip-hop became so boring with all this singing, like, piano, soul felt. Give me the fun stuff back, please. I'm putting Chucky in F tier. Sorry. Coach Eyes. He had some songs. I think I've tried listening to a few of his albums, and I just couldn't do it. I was getting bored. I think I'm going to put Coach Eyes in D tier. Yeah. I like 3 or 4 songs. Everything else has been really generic in my mind. Comethazine. Okay, this is somebody who suffers from the problem of never even attempting to reinvent himself. But Comethazine had project after project after project of banger after banger after banger for a couple of years. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I'm going to put Comethazine. I don't think I'm likely enough, because here's the thing. You could get burnt out on him so quickly. I think I'm going to put him in C tier just because, like, the rappers I have in B tier, way more likely that I could listen to them for longer stretches of time. I really haven't gone back to Comethazine like crazy in a while. And I probably listened to him a lot more than most people on this entire list. Maybe besides, like Snot, Suicide Boys, Autumn, 6ix9ine. Probably Savage, too. I probably listen to more Savage just because, you know, he's popular. you got to keep up with what's hot. But when he was first coming out, it was a wave. But yeah, C tier. That feels about right. Corday. You know, if a Corday song does pop up on my, weekly discovery or, release radar, I'll check for it. He's got a lot of talent, but sometimes he almost falls into that corny stuff, you know what I mean? Like that Hobson kind of stuff, that NF kind of stuff. Trash, He toes the line. I've never heard him on some shit where I'm like, this is corny, but he's approached it close enough, I feel, am I just gonna be throwing everybody in C tier? He probably probably deserves B tier, but I'm just gonna be honest with myself. I don't go back to Corday like that. He had this album, I think it was last year, the one song with Joey Badass, Syrup Sandwiches, that was good off that album. No Good News Today with Kanye, that was good off his last album. But I don't know. It's not enough. For me personally, I could only speak for myself. I'm sure a lot of people are just looking at this list right now thinking this is horrible. Dave Blunt. Man. Can I be honest? Like, sometimes if I want to laugh, and it hasn't gotten too old yet, because he's finding a way to just say outlandish shit, I'm gonna put him in B tier, because I'm amused by it. I have fun listening to Dave Blunt. All right? And look, maybe the train has gone already, but that Curtis Jackson diss track, that was hilarious. And that was like, a few weeks ago? I don't know. I'm still having fun with it. B tier. DC the Don. Now, I probably would have put like DC in like D tier during the prime of SoundCloud. I always thought he was like a discount version of other artists. I'm actually going to put DC the Don in A tier. Now, this is somebody who is constantly improving their music. Every new single, every new project, except for like this one EP he dropped like 2 years ago that was just garbage. It was like 4 songs. I forget what it's called, but beyond one EP, he has been getting better and better and better and better. His songs are getting better. They sound like complete songs, like high production value, great beat selection, good rapping, good melody, aesthetic, good aesthetic balance with everything. He does everything right. And even back in the day, he has songs I could go back to now that still sound really good. Some of the stuff where he like raps like Sad Frosty and like Bobby Nice, stuff like that, that's going in the trash bin. But he is so far past that phase of his career. I'm putting him in A tier. Denzel Curry. You know damn well he's going in S tier. I mean, I got Imperial vinyl hanging on my wall right now. Imperial was one of those like albums, changed everything for me. Amazing. Everything since then, amazing. I'll be honest, in the last few years, like, my interest has dwelled a bit, not because he's gotten any worse, just because my personal taste has, it's paved its own path. But Denzel Curry's been doing amazing stuff. King of the Underground 2, pretty dope last year. Taboo. I remember going to the Taboo concert. It was in Brooklyn. It was the day it dropped, and it was Denzel's birthday. It was the opening night show. None of us had heard any songs besides the single. Like, the album hadn't dropped yet. And it was literally first come, first serve. And we got in that door. I remember wearing, like, clean AF1s. And by the time I got out of there, those were the dirtiest Air Forces you've ever seen, I promise you. JPEG Mafia opened up. They had Sauce Moolah from City Morgue. Where I think some of the guys from Flatbush Zombies were there too. This was years ago. But shout out Denzel Curry. Designer. Oddly enough, I've listened to his most recent project. I've been checking for Designer because he has some, like, pretty alright songs every now and then. Like, he had one, like, 2 years ago with A Boogie that was pretty good. He has songs every now and then. But honestly, I feel like I give the Designer so many chances is because I want him to be way better than he is. I gotta go D tier. Nothing sticks on the playlist. Nothing. Lone. How are we feeling? I'm going to put Destroy Lonely in C tier. He's like Ken Carson light. And his albums are ridiculously long. You could probably say that about Ken Carson too, but I've liked all of Ken's releases. Destroy Lonely, he's more like, I'll take like 5-6 songs off his album, But they're great songs. Catch a Kill, that's a heater. That song he did with Pink Panthers, that was dope. Lone's got songs. Dom Corleo. This is somebody I've been listening to a lot recently. That whole album, Club Siberia. I'm in the Club Siberia. Ice Siberia. It's called Siberia. You kidding me? I'm putting that... I gotta put him in B tier. Because I'm still acquainting myself with his music as we speak, as I'm recording this, but that most recent album I thought was really good. I want to go back and listen to a lot more of his stuff. I heard one song he did with V's, pretty good. But yeah, I think Dom Corleo is dope. I just need to listen to more. Dram. My Cash Machine. We're putting Dram in C tier. He had a lot of songs when he was first coming out I was liking. I was going back to his old projects, picking and choosing stuff, but then he changed his name to Shelly. Then it was Shelly, formerly known as Dram. And is it just Dram again now? I don't know. He shouldn't have been trying to change his brand before he had, like, a really cement audience. I think that was a huge mistake on his part. Dro Kenji. I'm probably going to go B tier as well with Dro Kenji. Great hook writer. Awesome voice. A little bit like Juice WRLD. Let's just be honest here. But distinct enough to where I could give him props. Some great songs like Vanished, Save Me, Kill Cupid. I mean, dude, Dro Kenji's got tracks. D Savage, another person, a lot of good songs, and if D Sav still comes on my playlist, I'm letting it rock, I think some of his peers, like, that were coming up around that time were a lot better than D Savage. Like, I'll take 1,000 Band Fonny, Uno the Activist, any day of the week over D Savage, but great songs. And, a lot of dope mixtapes. I fuck with D Savage. Doo-Wop Kane. Now, besides like Santa or Fanta, whatever that song's called, got a boatload, whatever that song is. I've tried listening. I listened to the album he released at the beginning of this year. Doo-Wop Kane just kind of sucks. Could I even put him in D tier? I think I'm going to put him D tier. I was thinking about F tier, but he hits the right, like, aesthetic area for me. Like, I gravitate towards that stuff. I just don't think he's good at it. But that's keeping him afloat. His style. He's being saved by his style. Not even by his own merit. Edward Skeletrix. No idea. You kidding me? Edward Skeletrix. Alright, Famous Dex. This is somebody I probably would have put in like D tier. Just because, you know, Dex always had bangers, but I found a lot more Famous Dex stuff that I like. And he's a bit more versatile than he appears on the surface. Like, if you just listen to a lot of old Dex, very bland stuff. But a lot of the things he was doing when he linked up with, you know, Jake Critch, Rich the Kid, a lot of stuff he was doing in that Rich Forever, that wave, you know, it was a time. Dex was doing a lot of exciting songs, like Nervous with Lil Baby. That was awesome. Pretty much everything on Rich Forever 3 and 4, dope. You know, I'm going to put Famous Dex in, thinking about the A tier, but I'm going to put him in B tier. Honestly, in Rich Forever, besides Almighty J, he was really there for a short period of time. Like, out of the main three, Jay Critch, Rich the Kid, and Famous Dex, Dex has always been the one I gravitated to the least, but he has a lot of songs I really like. You know what? I'm going to put Dex... I'm going to put Dex in the A tier. Who am I kidding? Does he got some mixtapes at the start of his career? Yeah. But honestly, shout out Dex. I got to put him on the same tier as like Blueface and 6ix9ine. And the guys in C tier, I'm certainly not putting him next to them. He's done so much more. Fiji Macintosh. Man. There was this one album by Fiji Macintosh I really liked. It had some like alien baby that was purple on the cover. I don't even know. It had Wintertime Nights. Wintertime nights like this. Then he had another album. Had this song with IDK. Glockbox Part 2. He had a lot of cool stuff. He still comes out with like a good song every now and then. But, you know, I might put him in B tier also. I'm just, C tier. Feels more fitting. Just looking at the names, I think C tier is more accurate because I'm not going back to Fiji Macintosh that much. And I don't think I'd pick him over a Destroy Lonely, or if a Cord Day song came on shuffle, just as great a chance of me listening to that all the way through, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go there with that. Now let me do some filtering. Caribou, not enough context, but, you know, her stuff on the Concrete Boys album was cool. I've just never listened to any solo Caribou. Don't know who you are. Jadis? No idea. Lil Shine? Who are you? Lil Tony? Nada. Yeah, don't know Lunchbox either. A few more. Let's try to knock some out. I can't even really read that name. Don't know you. Don't know you. Rolling Thrax. Don't know you. Nine Vicious, no idea. Yeah, this is like a little intermission in the video, you know. Skate Star, no idea. I've definitely heard some Skywater songs, but don't remember any of them. If your music is, if I can't even remember it, I don't know. 13 Degrees, never heard of you. Southside Silhouette. Phaso, I don't know enough. Zucchini? Bro. Do we know everybody else? Let's see. No, I don't know you. Wild Cardona? I feel like there's some names missing. Well, there's definitely a lot of names missing. Until Japan, no idea. But there's also a lot of people that, like, who are you, you know? K3, don't know you. Okay. I think I know everybody who's left. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the NA tier to the top so it's not in the way anymore. Just get it out of here. Out of here. And then we'll do a few more. And then I might make a part 2 because there's a lot of names left and a lot of big names left, honestly. Black 40 Spaz. I Choose Violence is a dope song. I wish he played more to the plug and B stuff more than the dark plug stuff. And I think since he's came out, don't get me wrong, he put that style on the map, but I already see somebody who I think does that style like 10 times better than him. Never really been too hot on Glock 40. Sorry. I'm putting him in D tier. I'm never going to check for him. Hard Rock. You know, I'm probably going to put him in NA2. I have heard a couple songs, but they're not sticking to my brain enough, you know? High C, immediate F tier. It's like only aesthetic. High C's got nothing going on creatively, sonically, melodically. Nothing is remotely interesting going on. It's just, it's not good. Homicide Gang, D tier. None of their songs really stand out like that, but they got the right idea aesthetically. It just sounds like one of them sounds like Young Nudie, you know, and the other one just, I don't even know. On these like Playboy Cardi beats, obviously they're a part of Opium, so that's to be expected, but they just don't do it for me, honestly. let's do Icy Twat real quick. I'm going to put him in C tier. I don't know how many songs I've heard him rap on, but as a producer in that time, some of these old Playboi Carti songs, and there's a lot of old Icy Twat remixes that you could find of a ton of different artists. But yeah, C tier, I think it's a cool aesthetic. Like, the more he'll do the slow down thing, I don't know how to explain it. The soundscape is almost like a digital winter, you know, like a pixelated winter. Ian. Some people are not gonna like this at all either, but I'm putting Ian in B tier. He's got bangers. That song with Vaughn off 1700, Fit Check, great song. That's still on my playlist right now. He just dropped a new song with Laser Dim and Nino Paid, really good. I liked both of his albums. Maybe one was a mixtape, the one with Magic Johnson. But the one he dropped after that, Goodbye Horses, I thought was even better. The song with Chief Keef on there was crazy. I'm giving Ian a B tier. Ian Dior. You know, I'm probably going to put Ian Dior in the C tier. When he finally got around, you know, that whole emo sound, don't get me wrong, there's Ian Dior songs I like a lot. Like Romance with PNB Rock, that's mad cool. What was that song he did with Brandon Jebb? Shady on the highway, coming back to my place. That's a great song. And Gone Girl with Trippie Redd, awesome. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, am I being a little harsh on Ian Dior? I didn't listen to him as much as Comethazine, I'm just thinking, if I saw an Ian Dior song, like, start playing on my playlist, am I any more likely to listen to it than any of these people? Probably not. Isaiah TG, never been for me. I think a lot of people in that scene do that sound way better. For instance, an Autumn or a Summers. I'll take that any day before Isaiah TG. Jace. I'll give Jace a C tier because he does have some songs. His more recent stuff where it's more gangster rap, I think it's a little odd. I know a lot of them have been going in that direction. I know Autumn went in that direction and Summers went in that direction. But Jace, I think, needed more groundwork. I feel like we didn't get enough bangers out of melodic Jace. You know what I mean? I don't know. Josiah. Probably going to put him in D tier. I mean, he had bangers, but they were never something I'm seeking out. It was kind of like, he was a little redundant. It was like a toned down version of a lot of the 2016-17 stuff. You know, it's like XXX Tentacion Light. You know, I don't need that. Juice WRLD. I mean, you know he's going straight to S tier. Jumax, F tier. I mean, just to touch on Juice briefly. I mean, do I even have to? It's pretty self-explanatory. Have you heard his music? Pretty much perfect, right? Rapping, melody, just fun, aesthetically, emotionally. And he has so many songs that fit any vibe. You know, if you want some hype stuff, Juice has bangers. If you want some street stuff, he's got some shit-talking street songs. He's got everything, you know, and obviously the stuff he's known for to most people. It's honestly my least favorite side of Juice WRLD, the overly emotional stuff, but, you know, if that's what sells, I get why he put a lot of that on his albums. I definitely have had my year-long stretches of only listening to unreleased Juice WRLD. I think if you're a big enough fan, everybody's had that phase where you're only listening to like songs buried on SoundCloud. You're converting them all to Spotify with local file transferring, stuff like that. But yeah, Juice WRLD S tier. Jumex, do I even need to explain why I put him in F tier? Garbage. Also, his big song, Loner, that's the same beat for Juice WRLD Doom, and I think it was called High School, the original song by Lil Iron Gut. Do you guys remember Lil Iron Gut? That's a deep cut. Cash Dami, should have put you in Don't Know, because I don't know. Sorry. Let's just put Kid Buu in F tier right away. Do we need to think about that remotely? Probably gonna put Can in D tier. He had this one short, I don't know if it was a mixtape or an EP. It was like 18 minutes, but every song on that went crazy. But most Can songs, correct aesthetic, not enough personality, doesn't distinguish himself enough. And then he just got more boring, slower, less enthusiastic. I don't know. Who cares, right? At this point, no offense. I like some of your stuff, but let's do this one just to piss people off real quick. Launcey Fox, not crazy about anything I've heard from him. Correct aesthetic, talented. I don't know if it's his voice or his cadence. Just does not work for me. Never really liked anything by Launcey. That's how I feel. But talented, good. I'm probably not going to skip a song if it comes on. But I'm not going to add it to my playlist either, truthfully. Oh, let me throw Lil Darky in F tier immediately. You kidding me? Garbage. Who else could I just toss to the wayside? Because there's a lot of big names coming up. Tokyo's Revenge, I'm just going to put him in F tier off rip. Boring, copying other styles. Never thought he was cool. Oh, who are you? Zulu. Just gonna put you in the no idea section. I think I might leave it off here. I think I'm gonna save the rest of these for the next video. Part 2 is probably not gonna be as long as part 1. We cleared a lot of people on the list. And yeah, I'll do part 1 and 2 of this. And I do have some more WWE content lined up, so that's going to come as well. What did I drop yesterday? The part 3 of the rankings. That's what I did. So yeah, you'll get part 1 of this, part 2 of this. Then I think I got a video where I'm going to be talking about some NXT superstars. So yeah, thank you, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.